Good day. This is our presentation on the floor assignment. Our group members, we have Gavin Rodgers, and who is myself, and Ean Dixon. Starting off with the fundamentals of floors. So the components of the fundamental of floors that we're going to be looking at is we're going to be looking at the 4 fundamental requirements of floors: the strength and stability of floors, resistance to weather and ground moisture, durability and free from maintenance, and fire resistance. So under strength and stability, the overall strength of floor relies on the properties of the material used to construct the structure of it. Some of these materials are timber, reinforced concrete, and steel. The strength of the floor should be one that is sufficient to handle the dead load of the floor, finishes, fixtures, partitions, services, and the imposed load of the occupants. So in terms of the stability of a floor, the stiffness of the floor should be enough to make the floor stay stable and level under the weight and loads being imposed on it. But we see that at the same time, it needs to support key things such as water, ventilation, electrical, and heating services. Now let's look at the resistance to weather and ground moisture. Building ground floor, specifically heating building, is likely to encourage rising the moisture below the ground and make the floor slightly wet, which is not a comforting feeling when someone comes into contact. Several factors that affect the moisture penetration level from the ground to the floor include the subsoil, the water table, and whether the site is horizontal or sloping. So let's look at the durability and free from maintenance. Generally, we see that watertight ground floors on solid base and suspended floors secured by walls and roofs must be durable for the life of the structure and require slight or no maintenance, repair, or improvement. These two things depend on the nature of the materials applied and where they are exposed to. Let's look at the fire resistance of floors. Floors should withstand fire for enough period during which occupants can get out of the building. We see that the code that governs floors, it determines the rating of fire resistance that begin from 1 hour to 4 hours, which is based on the types of aggregate and the thickness of concrete cover. On a final note, reinforced concrete floors should resist fire much longer than timber floors. Now we're going to look at solid ground floors and its components. So a solid ground floor consists of a layer of concrete, which is, in the case of a domestic building, would be the surface layer brought up to the ground floor level with a hard core filling under it. And later on we're going to see examples of this and pictures. So the advantage of a solid ground floor is to eliminate dry rot and other problems that is normally associated with hollow joisted floors. A disadvantage of solid ground floors is that defects on the floors are not easy to rectify, therefore it cannot be satisfactorily repaired by just patchwork. So solid ground floor consists of the following components, several components. These components are the hard core, the blinding, the DP membrane, side concrete, insulation, and finally a floor finish. So we're going to look at the components. So the compaction of the hard core. The hard core should not be laid in 100 millimeters layers maximum, and each layer should be well compacted and consolidated. This should prevent any unacceptable sediment beneath the finished solid floor. So the main item of the small plant which is used to compact the hard core is the plate compactor. We can see a picture of it right there. The overside concrete. The concrete placed in between the ground floor walls is known as overside concrete. The brickwork or blockwork on the internal walls act as shuttering for the concrete. So the overside concrete should be at least 100 millimeters thick. So it's a picture right there of an example of overside concrete. Insulation is very important. The building regulations require floors to be insulated to prevent heat loss. There are several types of insulation available, such as expanded polystyrene and rigid foam insulation. And this is not, insulation is not widely known in tropical countries, but in countries in colder regions like in North America, insulation is very, very important. So here we can see a picture of the insulation, and over to the right we can see where the insulation can be positioned below the floor finish, or so we can see right there the floor finish and insulation is right below the floor finish, and below the insulation we can see that there is a side concrete. Now we're going to look at floor finishes. A type of floor finish we see that is stones. As the name suggests, stone finishes involves the use of different types of stone and stone tiles to give the floor and walls of homes a different and more appealing look. Stone finishes also has other uses, but for the average person or consumer, they are more concerned with the pleasing aesthetics that different stone finishes can provide to their homes. So now we're going to look at some types of stone floors that are durable and also aesthetically pleasing.
Some types of stone floors include granite. Granite is formed by intense heat and pressure, giving it a very hard, non-porous surface, and is not damaged by common household kitchen acids such as citrus juice, vinegar, and sodas. Here lies a photo of granite. Another type of stone floor is onyx. Onyx is a form of quartz crystal fused together in nature to form solid stone and is most often found in caves. The semi-translucent nature of onyx and the vivid colored banding and crystalline nature of it makes it prized stone well suited for accenting other types of tile in flooring. Here's an example of onyx. Another type is marble. Marble is formed from limestone or dolomite that have been formed by great heat and pressure over time into a crystalline structure. Marble is known for its beautiful colors, bands, streaks, and clouds. Another type of stone floor is slate. Slate is a sedimentary stone composed of shale and quartz, which naturally forms into thin horizontal layers. By expertly striking the rock to break it and separate the layers, quarries can create generally smooth and uniquely textured tiles from the stone. Common types of stone tile surface finishes. Honed. A honed stone tile has an evenly cut, uniform thickness similar to that of a plain piece of wood, and has a smooth finish which should be free from any cutting and standing marks. A honed stone tile will typically not have any evidence of a gloss finish. Instead, it will be naturally matte or flat finish. Here's an example of honed. Another example is polished tile. Polishing brings out the best of the color and depth of the veining and crystalline appearance of the stone tile, but can still be susceptible to staining and etching depending on the type of stone. Polished stone tile can have a slippery surface that may pose a greater risk for slip and fall accidents in your home. As you can see, you can notice the glossy finish of the floor. Another example is honed and unfilled. This type of tile finish pertains mostly to travertine tile. Travertine tile is naturally porous type of limestone that is formed by the heat and pressure of natural hot springs. This gives the stone a unique porous texture that can have several air pockets within the stone. Honed and unfilled. Honed and filled stone tile is basically a honed tile which has all of its pits and other surface imperfections filled with a grout that is of similar color to the natural stone. This giving the tile a completely smooth surface and makes it easier to clean and maintain than an unfilled tile. Here's an example of how it looks. Common types of stone tile surface finishes. Chip tile. As you can guess, this stone tile has a hand-chipped edge which gives it a rustic, aged look while the surface face remains smooth. Also note that the sample on the right is a honed and unfilled travertine, and you can see the air pockets on the surface as well. Chip tile will require wide grout application. There's a diagram showing chip tile. Brush tile. Brushed stone tile is a unique finish that retains the feel of a natural unmachined finish but is actually textured with a specialized wire brush tool. The surface finish is similar to a leather-like feel with a smooth but rigid surface. Brush finishes can be applied to a wide variety of stone including travertine, marble, limestone, and granite. Floor covering, carpet. According to vocabulary.com, a carpet is a thick woven floor covering. Most carpets cover the whole floor in a room, as opposed to a rug, which only covers a small section. Carpets are made from polyester fibers or wool or nylon. Most often, these soft materials are loops of string that form the carpet's pile and are attached to a solid backing. A carpet can be very densely woven and flat, or it can be tufted and thick. Advantages and disadvantages. First, advantages. There are a variety of carpet styles, patterns, and colors to choose from to satisfy any personal style and match any decor. Second advantage. Carpet's cushioned surface absorbs sound is less noisy to walk on than hard surface flooring. When considering affordability, carpet is one of the most economical flooring products to have installed. The insulating properties of carpet provide additional warmth underfoot during cold seasons. Disadvantages. May flatten and harden. 2. There is a possibility of mold growing in the areas of high moisture. 3. They tend to absorb large spills in the pads underneath. 4. They could require professional cleaning. And lastly, they have been known to retain odors and bacteria. Types of carpet fiber. Nylon. Nylon is the most durable and stain-resistant carpet fiber available when treated with stain protection. It is the fiber of choice for homes with pets and children and for those who entertain a lot. Perfect for heavy traffic in hallways and stairs. Polyester. Polyester is known for its luxurious look, feel, and wonderful selection of colors and styles. It's a good value for homes with a normal amount of traffic. Olefin. Olefin offers good stain and moisture resistance, but scores below nylon and polyester for wearability. It is best suited for loop pile construction or high, very dense cut piles. Wool. Favored for its natural beauty, wool carpet has natural soil-resistant qualities, but is not inherently stain-resistant. Wool looks good for a long time and is well constructed. Carpet construction. Over 90% of residential carpet is manufactured as tufted carpet. A tufting machine works like an oversized sewing machine with hundreds of needles that insert loops of fiber, tubs, or stitches into the carpet's backing to form the face pile of the carpet. How long your carpet will last depends on how well it is made.